New information is coming out, everybody, and we're seeing a huge shift to the east on what's going on with the track of this snowstorm. Now, we do have new impacts and chances for some Gulf effect snow to happen over here for portions of Florida, maybe even going all the way into Tampa. Now, this will not add up to a lot, but you could see some flurries as you get these cold temperatures going across to warmer waters. Now, as far as the snowfall for the next 72 hours, this is not the full forecast. This is only 72 hours. It will raise up to more impacts. But you can see over here for portions of Georgia, you're going to see a little bit. All the way from South Carolina towards Virginia is where it starts to get really heavy. So Columbia, Anderson, all the way up towards Greenville. Y'all getting a few inches as well so far out of this. So you can prepare for maybe 3 to 4 inches. Over here for eastern Tennessee, all the way towards Asheville, Hickory, North Carolina. Y'all getting a few inches as well. But we're still going to see more inches add up. And I think what's going to add up later is going to be along the coast for North Carolina. This is where you can have chances for blizzards. Also over here for portions of eastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island. I think you'd also have chances for blizzards. So far for the next 72 hours, you can see what's adding up. Charlotte, Raleigh, Fayetteville. So at least prepare for these impacts potentially getting even stronger. Over here for Virginia, Roanoke, Danville getting 6 inches. Over here towards Richmond, 3 inches. But this is where it's going to add up to more. Eastern North Carolina, Eastern Virginia, the impacts are going to be bigger. Showing is going all the way up towards West Virginia, all the way towards Charleston, getting a couple inches towards Beckley, where you're getting a few inches as well. So this is going to add up to major snowfall. Major is 6 inches. But you see how it's starting to add up offshore. And you can see once this adds up right offshore, you have a better chance to add up even more over here for Virginia and North Carolina. All the way from Charlotte to Fayetteville, Raleigh, all the way towards Roanoke. This is where I think is going to add up towards major snowfall. Also over here for far southern Delmarva, for Maryland and Delaware. Then it's going to come right up towards northeast, bringing heavy snow over here for eastern Long Island, over here towards Rhode Island and Boston, where y'all have heavy snowfall coming down, but also the blizzards will be in effect for y'all. And I have new updates on what's going on, not only with the power outages, but unfortunately some bad news come out on this last winter storm. So a quick update on that real quick before I move forward. The latest update shows, unfortunately, 41 people are confirmed dead from this last winter storm and the cold temperatures that hit right behind it. And we still have almost 400,000 homes without power right now. Tennessee is at 128,000, Mississippi 114,000, Louisiana is at 71,000, Texas at 21, Kentucky at 11, and everyone else is either 4 or 5,000 without power. So for those without power, the freezing temperatures is coming down again for tomorrow. And the northern half of the U.S. is going to be negative temperatures and the wind chills for tomorrow morning, unfortunately. Now, these impacts are growing as we go through Saturday morning, showing you chances for just minor impacts grows greatly from Saturday morning through Saturday evening, all the way from northern Georgia, but really hitting hard for all of South Carolina, from upstate towards Columbia, over here for North Carolina as well, going into Virginia. And as you go by for Saturday evening into Sunday is where it pivots right along the North Carolina coast. This is where I think the heaviest snowfall will add up. And then it goes across to southern Delmarva from Maryland, Delaware. Even portions of southern New Jersey could get hit with this, eastern Long Island, and then curve right back up towards Boston and Rhode Island again, where I think you're going to see heavy snowfall and the blizzard conditions coming back. Even your chances for moderate impacts has grown even more as you go through Saturday evening, getting all the way up towards that 90th percentile, which puts you right into major impacts. This is going to be the biggest hard hit area, all the way from Charlotte towards Asheboro and Raleigh, all the way towards Concord and Greensboro. This is going to be the biggest hit hard area so far on the impact. So be careful if you're traveling through the Carolinas. And as you go through Sunday morning, look how it stretches all the way towards the coast, all the way towards Virginia Beach, where you're in the 90th percentile for moderate impacts, which means you're going to go off into major impacts as well. Even major impacts is getting all the way up towards that 50th percentile. So Saturday afternoon all the way towards Sunday afternoon is going to be the most dangerous time to travel, all the way from Charlotte towards Raleigh, all the way towards Richmond. And you can see from the latest forecast, as you go literally towards that 72 hours, you only have a little bit of impacts coming through. That's why the snowfall only showed 4 or 5 inches. But you can also see as it plays through, it really pivots right there as you're going towards 4 days, right at 84 hours. This is with the Euro, showing that strong low pressure right off the coast. When you go by GFS, it's showing the same area, just a little bit heavier precipitation. Then as you go further up the coast, you can see it squeezes right by New Jersey and go right by Long Island towards Boston. Still have a tight wind gradient. So with those isobars, that means that you're going to have a low pressure and a high pressure squeezing together, creating the tight winds, bringing the chances for those blizzards. And you can see on GFS, it goes a little bit tighter right there on the northeast, a little bit longer. That's why it's heavier snow totals all the way towards New England. And once again, you can see it goes right towards New England, right towards Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, bringing heavy snowfall, bringing chances for the blizzard as well as you go through Sunday evening. So the latest updates, look with GFS, bringing that 1 to 2 feet of snowfall. 2 feet is in that blue. Matter of fact, it goes all the way up towards 4 feet in that blue, all the way across North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Eastern Tennessee, and Kentucky, and it goes right across the Delmarva and hits right towards New England. Now that's the latest update, and you can see it's pretty much on a set track. So last night it showed that heavy snowfall. For this morning, it shifted further towards the east, and the latest update is confirming the same information, everybody. The Canadian as well, look at this, showing that 1 to 2 to 3, up to 4 feet of snow coming across with this. And that is a possibility. That is what's trending. Now, when I look through the ensembles, actually what the Euro is seeing is trending more in the ensembles, everybody. Look at this, showing a big wallop of snow coming across for Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. Then all the heavy snow from the bombogenesis is happening in the Atlantic. So you might get heavier snow over here for eastern Long Island, going through Connecticut, Massachusetts. You're still going to get it for Tennessee and Kentucky. And we're still getting some lake effect snow. But remember, we have that snowy pattern coming right behind this. So remember the video I showed you this morning. But still bringing a wide area of heavy snow for Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, some of West Virginia, but going really towards the northeast and bringing that big wallop of snow that's missing across New Jersey, but also bringing feet of snow. Showing the heaviest will be right here into the Atlantic, but if this shifts a little bit further towards the west, you could be talking about feet of snow for Boston. Now, when you go by GFS, it's seeing almost the same twist, but it is bringing that heavy snow over here for the southeast, for the Carolinas, bringing that 2 feet plus. You see that? And with the Canadian, it is trending. As of right now, expect chances for 6 inches of snowfall, potentially a foot towards the coast of North Carolina and Virginia. I will update you first thing in the morning. I'm not quite sold yet on this widespread 2 feet of snow. When you look with the Euro, it's more like what we're seeing, everybody. A strong storm bringing that 50 miles per hour wind gusts, even the high 40s across land, all across the southeast, right up the east coast. Now, all this red, this is all 60s, and that brown's going towards 70s. A very strong storm right off the coast. And this is what you expect to see from bombogenesis, is a lot of powerful winds. So wherever this system is peeling at all up the coast, wherever it hits, it is going to get a lot of strong winds to go with the snow. So that's where your blizzards are going to come in at. Still showing the wave height is anywhere from 10 to 12 feet, all the way for the coast of Florida and eastern Florida, all along South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina coast, but grows towards that 20 feet once it goes towards the east. So once it gets by the Outer Banks and starts moving towards the northeast, that's where you can get those 20-foot waves all the way towards that low kink, going towards that northward tilt towards the northeast, bringing 20-foot waves as well. But I will keep you updated. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. Hope you have a very great day today. Thank you so much for your likes and shares, helping me get the word out to other people. Please be aware of the weather pattern coming right behind this storm. I did post this early this morning, what we can expect. I will update you again first thing in the morning. And remember, everybody, there's a lot of people still impacted from this previous winter storm and dealing with these temperatures. Please make sure you check on your neighbors, check on everybody, make sure they're okay, especially if you have power. Maybe if they can wash or dry clothes. It's anything to help your neighbor. Before I go, Proverbs 27:10. Thine own friend and thy father's friend forsake not. Neither go into thy brother's house into the day of thy calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother that is far off. Amen. Remember, if you need help, go knock on your neighbor's door. Tell them what you need. I'm sure as soon as you ask for it, they will be willing to give it to you, everybody. And above all things, all glory does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope he keeps you safe every single day of your life and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen.